Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. History says Cowboys are destined for doomed offseason if Eagles win Super Bowl. For the 29th consecutive season, the Dallas Cowboys will be watching the Super Bowl from home like the rest of us following a dreadful 7-10 campaign that resulted in them missing the NFL playoffs for the first time in 4 years. This year's title game has to be particularly painful for America's team as the NFC will be represented by one of the franchise's biggest rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles, who will attempt to keep the Kansas City Chiefs from becoming the first team in history to win 3 straight Super Bowls. For the Eagles, Sunday marks their 3rd trip to the Super Bowl over the last 8 seasons. Their most recent appearance, of course, came just 2 years ago when they engaged in an instant classic with the Chiefs but ultimately suffered a 38-35 defeat. The appearance before that, however, which came at the conclusion of the 2017 campaign, was much more successful as Philadelphia won its first and only Super Bowl title with a 41-33 upset of the New England Patriots. As things went this past year for the Cowboys, they failed to make the playoffs during that 2017 season, going 9-7 to finish 4 games back of the 13-3 Eagles in the NFC East. It's never easy watching a division rival win a championship. And while Dallas didn't have a ton of cap space with which to work during the offseason to bolster its roster ahead of the 2018 campaign, Jerry Jones was still in a position to make some moves. But as has been the case so many times in recent years, and could be again this year, he failed to do so. Trust us. When you see how the Cowboys handled the offseason following the Eagles' Super Bowl win, you'll see that no Dallas fan wants history to repeat itself if Philly wins a second Lombardi on Sunday, at least as far as free agent signings go anyway, because there is actually a silver lining here. Once the free agency period began during the 2018 offseason, the biggest deal the Cowboys made was signing wide receiver Allen Hurns to a 2-year, $12 million contract. It's not that Hurns was viewed as a terrible signing, at least not right away. Just a few years earlier, in 2015, he'd recorded 64 receptions for 1,031 yards with 10 touchdowns as a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars. In the 2 seasons that followed, however, he played just 21 out of a possible 32 games and averaged just 37 receptions, 480.5 yards, and 2.5 touchdowns per year. Nevertheless, Hurns was considered a solid enough option to play alongside Dez Bryant and Cole Beasley. The problem there, though, was that Bryant was released in mid-April, which led to Dallas drafting Michael Gallup soon after. As for Hurns, he ultimately proved to be a disappointment, as he caught only 20 passes during the 2018 season for 295 yards with 2 touchdowns. He was cut during the 2019 offseason after refusing to take a pay cut. Here's the thing, though. Despite not making any big moves during the offseason, Jones did swing a major deal during the season, as 2018 was the year he acquired Amari Cooper from the then Oakland Raiders ahead of the trade deadline. With Dak Prescott and Cooper forming an instant connection, Ezekiel Elliott leading the league in rushing for the second time in 3 seasons, and the Dallas defense allowing the 6th fewest points in the league, the Cowboys regained control of the NFC East, winning the division with a 10-6 record. And not only that, they swept the Eagles in the process. So, while recent history says the Cowboys will have a dreadful offseason if the Eagles win the Super Bowl this Sunday, which may obviously happen whether Philly wins or not, that same recent history also says Dallas will bounce back to win the division. So, we obviously like the latter around here. Cowboys set to hire top assistant from college football playoff program. Brian Schottenheimer's first staff as Dallas Cowboys head coach will have some college football flair in 2025. Schottenheimer already dipped into the college ranks once, hiring Kansas State's Connor Riley to coach offensive line. Now, he's plucking Oregon co-offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach Junior Adams to coach CeeDee Lamb and company in Dallas, according to ESPN's Todd Archer. This will be Adams' first NFL coaching job, after serving as wide receivers coach at Washington, Western Kentucky, Boise State, Eastern Washington, and Montana State. He also had offensive coordinator duties with the Huskies and Hilltoppers. Schottenheimer will be tasked with getting the most out of Dak Prescott and the Cowboys' offense, after serving as offensive coordinator under Mike McCarthy for the last 2 seasons. He hired former Chicago Bears head coach Matt Eberflus as defensive coordinator, who has in turn helped bring over a number of his key assistants. Dallas was a disappointing 7-10 in 2024, and Schottenheimer faces plenty of pressure after landing the job, his first as head coach, following a stilted coaching search that only came about after a failed negotiation to retain Mike McCarthy. Cooper Kupp rumors heat up following major Cowboys news. The Dallas Cowboys reportedly landed a significant coaching addition on Sunday, hiring Oregon's co-offensive coordinator/wide receivers coach Junior Adams away from Dan Lanning and the Ducks. Adams is set to become the Cowboys' new WR's coach, joining head coach Brian Schottenheimer's first staff. Adams coached several notable wide receiver names during his career as a collegiate assistant, including Los Angeles Rams WR Cooper Kupp. Adams recruited Kupp to Eastern Washington in 2013, and the two share a great deal of mutual respect. Kupp, the 2021 Triple Crown winner and MVP of Super Bowl 56, has praised Adams' coaching on several occasions. "It wasn't about winning the route. It was about doing it the right way," Kupp said. Adams lives in the world of being process-driven over results-driven. "It's not about just getting open and making a play and scoring a touchdown. To be consistent, you have to have the process down and do that over and over and over again. He's going to make sure you have the tools to do that. I think that's one of the biggest things that I've learned from him, just that the result isn't always as important as the way you got there." Earlier this month, Kupp released a public statement declaring the Rams' intentions to trade him this offseason. "I was informed that the team will be seeking a trade immediately and will be working with me and my family to find the right place to continue competing for championships," Kupp wrote. With Adams now on his way to Dallas, the Kupp to Cowboys rumors are beginning to heat up. Cooper Kupp to Dallas. "Write it down," one fan wrote. "Kupp to Dallas," another asked. "Bring Kupp home, coach," another added. "Tez Johnson, Cooper Kupp, and CeeDee Lamb." "Wow," another said. Kupp finished his 2024 NFL season with 67 catches for 710 yards and 6 touchdowns through 12 game appearances. The 31-year-old veteran could be an excellent addition for the Cowboys, who are in desperate need of a reliable WR2 behind CeeDee Lamb. And you, fan? What do you think of Cooper Kupp? Leave your opinion in the comments.